Oh, happy day. Bill Belichick is gone. What is going on? I am Matt O'Leary, hanging out with you for a Thursday, late morning, early afternoon live stream. What is going on, Jet fans? Coming up at the top of the hour at 12 o'clock in just a few minutes, we will pull it up as Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft will be speaking in their media availability, as Bill Belichick will no longer be the head football coach, the HC, no longer the HC of the NEP, things you just absolutely hate to see. Here we go. So, per a team spokesperson, Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick will be giving statements at 12 noon, which was chosen over the option of releasing statements. There will be no questions at the media availability. Later today, Kraft is expected to answer questions. So Bill Belichick, one final time as football coach, HC of the NEP, will be at the podium. Let's say hello to the chat. Dakota, what is going on, sir? How are you? He chimes in. 17 to 3, 1-0 in 2024. There we go. We got ethyl chloride 2 minutes away from a few grunts and it'll all be over. My wife having deja vu. That is a phenomenal comment, my friend. Thank you so much for that comment. That was fantastic. Things you just absolutely love to see. Bree says, hey, Matt, I will miss beating the pants off the New England coach in Madden twice a year. Bill Belichick was the only head coach who wouldn't allow his likeness to be in the game. Yeah, shocking that Bill Belichick did not want to be in the game. Have to be different. He's got to do things a little bit differently. He's going to go. So that's his MO. Not crazy surprising. Brian Bogan says it's the Jets' luck that he'll somehow end up in Buffalo. Maybe. I that would be really crappy if he ended up. Can you imagine after all this? Oh, here we got it's starting up over there, so we're gonna send it over to the press conference momentarily. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. Bill, here he is.
All right, morning. Seen this many cameras since we signed Tebow.
A Tim Tebow joke. Things you love to say.
Robert and I, after a series of discussions, have mutually agreed to part ways. And for me, this is a day of gratitude and celebration.
Thank you, Coach.
Start with Robert and his family. It's great. So much thanks for the opportunity to be head coach here for 24 years. It's an amazing opportunity. Received tremendous support. We had a vision of building a winner, building a championship football team here, and that's exceeded my wildest dreams and expectations. The amount of success that we were able to achieve together, through a lot of hard work and contributions of so many people. So I'm very proud of that, and I always have those great memories. I'll carry with those with me the rest of my life. And of course, after Robert, thanks to assistant coaches, I've had so many great coaches here. They've made my job so much easier. It's a long list, but the amount of work, preparation, and diligence that they do, every one of them. And I say this about the players and the coaches, regardless of how long they were here, how many years they were here, how many years they coached, or what the position was. It was a great team effort, and everybody, put everything they had into it, and that's why we were successful. So, from the coaches, the support staff, it's an amazing staff here that supported me in every way. All the scouting and all the football support people, from equipment, training, security, video, operations, and so forth. Right now,
Special shout out to the video crew.
It's all first
Spygate,
class.
baby.
It's all extremely good, and special thanks to Bears and Nancy. They've been here since day one, and made my life a lot easier, or I've made theirs a lot harder, however you want to look at it. but that's a big shout out to them. And of course, a great deal of thanks and appreciation to the players. Players win games in the NFL, and I've been very, very fortunate to coach some of the greatest players that have ever played. Some of the greatest players that have ever played for the Patriots. Some of them are already in the Hall of Fame. Many more are going. But again, regardless of how long any of the players were or weren't here, or what their role was, or how many games they played, or even if they didn't win championships, I respect the way the players come to work here on a daily basis. All of them, I've coached, well over 1,000, but their ability to work, prepare, train, in the weight room, train their bodies, meet, rehearse over and over again. What we need to do things right to be successful to win. It's just I have so much respect for all the players, and certainly we've had many that have been here for a long time and had great contributions and too many to name at this time. But great thanks to the players and to the media for you guys. I don't know that anybody's gotten more coverage than I have or we have in the past 24 years. Meet with you guys a lot. Respect what you do. You're a voice to the fans, and even though we don't always see eye to eye all the time, most of the time, but not all the time, I do respect what you do. And finally, to the fans, the fans here are amazing. There's so many memories of the fans, the send-offs, the parades, the Sundays, whatever the situations are, the letters of support, the seeing the fans, away from here, at a gas station or a grocery store, or wherever you bump into them. Patriot fans here, and not just in New England, but they extend nationally and even internationally as I've traveled. It's amazing how far the arm reaches. We saw that this year in Germany. So appreciative of the fans for all the support they've given me, my family, and this football team. And it's with there's so many fond memories and thoughts that I think about the Patriots and I'll always be a Patriot. I look forward to coming back here, but at this time, we're gonna move on, and I look forward. I'm excited for the future, but always very, very appreciative of the opportunity here, the support here, and what you've done for me. Thank you.
There he goes. Bill Belichick. What does Robert got to say?
Thank you, Bill. Good afternoon, everyone. And as Bill mentioned yesterday, we met and mutually agreed to part ways amicably. And like a good marriage, a successful head coach owner relationship requires a lot of hard work. And I'm very proud that our partnership lasted for 24 years. I don't think in the NFL there's been any other partnership that lasted longer and has been as productive as ours. I trusted my instincts to bring Bill back to New England in 2000 after immediately regretting not hiring him after working with him together in 1996. When I did hire him, I was still making the transition from the fan who bought season tickets in 71, sitting on the metal benches in the old Foxborough Stadium with my boys to try to become an experienced owner. Bill has taught me a lot over those years, and we had high expectations for what we could achieve together. I think we were the only ones who had those expectations, and I think it's safe to say we exceeded them.
We did.
Thanks to you. It's hard to put into words, really, when I think back to sitting on those metal benches and that we'd have an opportunity to go to 10 Super Bowls together and bring 6 Lombardi trophies home to Massachusetts. At heart, I will always be a sentimental sports fan. So this is a very emotional day for me. Some of my happiest and most memorable moments were celebrated with my family during Bill's tenure here. I recognize that it also is a very emotional day for many of our fans and most of our fans, as it represents the end of an era, one that hopefully will always be celebrated in this region. The man standing to my left brought the leadership and coaching skills that were needed to make this type of unprecedented success that we have had possible. Coach Belichick will forever be celebrated as a legendary sports icon here in New England, and I believe go in as a Pro Football Hall of Famer on the first ballot.
Probably.
Why? Because he is the greatest coach of all times, which makes this decision to part ways so hard. But this is a move that we mutually agreed that is needed at this time. What Bill accomplished with us, in my opinion, will never be replicated. And the fact that it was done in the salary cap and free agency era makes it even more extraordinary. I thank Coach Bill for his hard work and dedication. It'll be difficult to see him in a cutoff hoodie on the sideline, but I will always continue to wish him continued success,
So he's coaching somewhere else.
except when he's playing our beloved Patriots.
Yeah, so he's
So I
somewhere else.
thank you all for coming here today and being part of this celebration.
Thank you. Thanks, Robert.
He's got a cold, so I'm not going to kiss him.
Thank you.
That's the only reason. There he goes. Bill Belichick, New England Patriots, HC, no more. And just like that, he's out of our lives. That was weird, was it not? Am I the only one who's like, yeah, that was a little strange? So what did this confirm? That the New England Patriots are obviously going to have a new coach. I think Mike Vrabel is going to be at the top of their list. I would imagine that's what happens here, which dampens the party / mood today slightly, because I think that would be a good hire, actually. Yeah, right. Like Amy, good point from Amy here. So just say you fired the guy. The mutual parting of that was so awkward and uncomfortable. What was that? Oh, very strange. Very strange. Hank G says, LOL, you cheated the salary cap by funneling payments to Brady through his fake company. Well, you're not in on his the Brady Bunch company. That was very strange. Scott V says Vrabel and Jaden Daniels / Drake May will be tough. Don't mess this up, JD. It will. And yeah, that's obviously something that is going to be a factor in all of this now, is where did the Jets go? Don't let New England just jump you again. Because right now, the Jets are the third best team in the division behind Miami and Buffalo in that order, because that's what the division standings ended up being. And New England was down at the bottom. You can't let this thing get turned around instantly. So it's up to Bill. It's up to Joe Douglas to not let this happen again. The last 24 years where Bill Belichick has dominated the division, dominated the Jets, and now it's finally over. Phil Adams says, don't let the door hit you on the ass on your way out. Don't let it go. See you. So long, Bill. This is the direction that I would like to see them go, personally. Luis says they're hiring Adam Gase. I think Adam, as Peyton Manning, one of the most well-respected quarterbacks, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in this game. What I think he should do, if I'm Peyton Manning, which I'm not, but if I was, I would get on the phone. I would call Robert Kraft, and I would say I know just the guy for you. He was an incredible offensive coordinator with me for a long time. He went to the playoffs once, and his name is Adam Gase. He is coaching where the offense is going in today's game. That is the only correct decision. Hennessy Heisman with a great point says it wasn't Bill, it was Tom. Well, if you want to look up the numbers with the lovely Jake Asman tweeted it out earlier today. So I'll pull up the numbers on what Bill Belichick's record is without Tom Brady. He is 84 and 103, which is a 44.9 win percentage. So under 500 without Tom Brady, 84 and 103. Wherever he goes, he is going to try to end that stigma that it's not all Tom. Is it going to be the Chargers? Is it going to be Atlanta? Tennessee, supposedly not interested. But Atlanta would be so... Could you imagine Bill Belichick coaching the Atlanta Falcons? That would not look right. In the black and red cutoff hoodie in the dome there with who? Who at quarterback? It ain't going to be Ritter. Maybe they'll bring in Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi and Bill Belichick, or Bill Belichick and Mac Jones to Atlanta. There you go. Oakland, just go with Antonio. Okay. Doug, he knows what he wants. He's a man who knows what he wants. We'll do a few calls. I'm going on with Richie before on the AFC East Roundtable show at 1:00. So we'll be on. We could hang for like a half hour or so on here. We'll drop the link. You guys can call in the show. We could have our reactions to the great Bill Belichick, no longer HC of the NEP. Hank G brings up a good point. Bill Belichick to Washington? I could see that. Here he is, the man of the hour, putting on the hat, a wise decision behind the scenes.
Yeah, my hair is all messed up, as you just saw. It was bad.
That was tremendous. I wish we got that on camera.
I was quick with it. I missed you the other day. I missed our weekly call on Sundays.
I know. I said on Twitter, to be honest with you, I got a little lazy. It was the last game of the year, and I was like, I'm going to take it in. That's all.
Honestly, after this season, I don't blame you. My one fear with this entire thing is that Vrabel ends up in New England. They still have a dog shit roster. Sorry for the language and notes, but still, he can get a lot out of his guys, and he's still a good coach. So that's my one fear in this whole situation, that they end up with Vrabel. I'd much rather them stay in house and hire Mayo, because he's more of an unknown. Everyone knows what Vrabel is. He's a good coach, so I don't want him to be the coach of the Patriots. Otherwise, I'm excited for the video tonight. The NFL had to destroy you with all this news.
I know.
It's coming out tonight.
I know. I can't believe that I've been doing this for 6 years now. We've done these videos trying to make the Jets. This morning, no video this morning because I was doing the finishing touches on my notes for this. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to record it this afternoon, edit it up. It'll be up at 7:00 tonight. It's my favorite thing we do every year. But yeah, we got to fix the Jets one of these years. Hopefully I'm not making another one next year.
This has to be it, right? Maybe if they listen to our suggestions,
I mean, this is the reason why we started this channel and why so many others have started this channel. We have ideas, man. Woody Johnson, we know you're listening. Just bring us in.
That poses a question. Like, how do you think, like if fans were like, oh, we're just going to have the fans make all the decisions, like polls, like, how do you think that would work? How badly do you think that would go, and how quickly do you think it would blow up in everyone's face?
I think it would blow. I think it would be horrible, but also hilarious. I would love that experiment, but not with our team.
No, like they should do it with like one of the UFL teams.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Like, guys, you know what? You don't think we're making good decisions? Here you go. You run the team. See if it's so easy.
Well, what was that football league with Johnny Manziel where they had the fans?
Oh, the fan football league that lasted for like a half second.
Yeah, exactly. Like something like that. You know,
I mean, that was like the fans choose the plays.
Yeah,
like that.
But we need the GMs this time.
Yeah, because that went so well when fans calling plays. It's just use the Madden playbook.
Yeah, apparently without Ask Madden, it's not as easy.
It's not as easy. But can you give it a little like tease of the video tonight?
Yes. Okay, I'll give you a tease. So let's see, what do I want to tease? There's a trade involved for a skill position player is my hint.
And then I asked this the other day on Jake's show. Out of the three of Zerline, Hardy, and Morstead, do you think one of the three resigned, two of the three resigned, or all three are back?
I do think all three are back. But if one goes, I think it would be Hardy.
Okay, I can see that. Because I think you got to bring back Zerline and Morstead. Zerline just had like your best kicking year ever, and we can't go back to like Braden Mann type. But also, you just see around the league how many teams have issues with kickers. Like, why would you let a good one out the door?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. They finally put a stop to that revolving door of kickers after, what was his name, Jason Myers left in 2018. So hopefully they just re-sign him. I think that's the move.
I don't think I've ever seen this many teams like who have kicking issues in the league. Like every team, like I would say like 10 teams in the league this year had kicking problems.
At least, probably.
Yeah. So like if you got one, hold on to him. Unless you can find a guy like Aubrey somehow.
Yeah, that's a needle in a haystack kind of thing. That's risky too. Don't draft one.
Matt, have a great day. I'm looking forward to the video tonight. Can't wait to see how you fix the team and how we finally get out of this misery of nothingness.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. All right, let's go to Brian up next. Brian, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
Man, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing well. What's on your mind today?
That whole press conference was weird.
Right?
They've been together for 24 years. There was no emotion in that whatsoever.
Nope.
None. Like, I know Belichick's not really an emotional guy or anything like that, but he just deadpanned it all the way through, said all the cliche stuff. No mention of, he mentioned players, but you think he would mention Tom, You
would think, right?
And even Kraft was just like, let's just get this over with. Like that's a sour relationship, and it wasn't even close to anything that you'd think any normal person would be when it came to parting ways after 24 years and all that success. If it was a crappy 24 years, they just 8-8, 8-9, 9-8 the whole time, then yeah, whatever. Why would you keep that person around anyway? But no emotion in it whatsoever. It was really weird.
Yeah, that was really bad. That could have been a statement. Like, I know they didn't want to release a statement, but I almost feel like that would have been better than tossing those two guys up there with that awkward handshake at the end, whatever that was.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the league forced them to do a press conference. Because that could have been an email in other. But yeah, that was. I didn't even know it was happening until I saw your notification pop up. And so I was like, oh shit, I need to watch this. And then I was just kind of irked through it. It was weird.
That was very strange. Who do you think ends up there as the head coach? Any prediction?
I don't see how it couldn't be Vrabel. He seemed like the obvious choice. Bill, I think LA is the place because they conveniently let the coach and the GM go. And Belichick's going to want both positions. He's not going to want to just be coach or just GM. So I think that's where he goes. But Washington would be neat. I'm originally from DC, so while I hate him, it'd be nice to have some friends that are Commanders fans, have maybe some success under Belichick. I don't know, but it'd be nice to get him out of the division and the conference. I'd be okay with that.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, I'm kind of hoping he goes NFC. The Atlanta connection's weird. It would be so strange to see him down. That feels like just such a random team, but getting him out of the conference, I think, and just completely out of our lives would be fantastic.
I would be okay with it. But I would also like the opportunity to beat them or beat him more often, especially if everything goes as planned next year. We'll have a more dominant team, let's hope. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. I feel like the answers to that are probably going to come sooner rather than later. I feel like that's already been planned out and decided. We just need to wait for all the official stuff to come out.
There we go. Brian, I appreciate you joining me today. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day, sir.
Yeah, man, you have a good one.
All right. Let's go out to our friend Johnny. Johnny, what's going on, man? How are you?
Going on, Matt? How are you, buddy?
I am doing well. What's your thoughts on what just went down today?
Dude, it was funny as crap. I don't know why people did not think it was the most awkward, most Belichick type of exit interview, etc., etc. That dude shows no emotion, man. He don't care. He's like, you know what? I know there's a crap load of other teams that are out there. Now I got the pick of the litter, and I'm gonna go ahead and go. I think he honestly, man, I think he goes to either the Redskins or the Falcons, just because with the Falcons he has that relationship where they were trying to pick him up a while back, and they were wanting to go ahead, and they'll probably give him the whole GM and head coach thing. Same thing over there in Washington. I mean, they're trying to change that culture over there because they've been so bad. I live in Virginia Beach, so DC, you know, that's super close to me, and I got a lot of friends that are command, whatever their name is. They change it every other year, right? So it's gonna be interesting, man. It'll be cool to have them maybe have something better out here, but I think it'll go either be the Falcons or the Redskins, and I don't know. Imagine when I'm out of the conference, dude. Get them out of there. Put them in the NFC, and yeah, dude. I've had too much coffee this morning, bro. I've been on one today, man.
No, you're good. I'm with you. I would love to get him, get Bill Belichick in the NFC somewhere. What about another NFC team, Carolina? Because they have an owner who likes to throw around some money. I know they're a little dysfunctional, but who knows? Maybe they throw him a bag.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I just see him staying out here in the East. I don't see him going out to LA or anything. To me, to be honest with you, man, I feel like if that guy from that used to be the Niners head coach, Jim Harbaugh, comes out, I think that's the position that he would take, right? Take that LA Charger. I mean, well, not LA, but yeah, LA Chargers.
Yep.
Or the Oakland, man. I mean, the craziest thing that I put out today was imagine that Belichick goes ahead and says, you know what? I'm done with the NFL, and takes over the Alabama job. How nuts would that be, right? From one grade to another. It would be, I would be so pissed because I'm a Bulldogs fan, bro. So I feel like, damn it, this dude will not leave me alone. But, you know, hey, I did want to ask you something, though, real quick, Matt. I know what the draft is coming up, man, and I'm super torn, bro. Like, super, super torn, because Aaron Rodgers has said, he's like, hey, I don't need an offensive line. I'll make the line look good. You know, what is a line type of thing, right? So then when he says that to me, I'm like, damn, I want it all, right? I would love to have, what's his name from Alabama, Latham, right? Or Fuego, whatever his name is, right? Or I want Joe Alt, but I don't think that's going to happen. Or Fushanu, because I think they'll be gone by that time. But why not, bro, go either a wide receiver or if Brock Bowers falls to us, dude, it's such a toss-up, because I'm like, that kid could block. And imagine him and Conklin right across from each other like that, dude. It's freaking Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez all over again, and Aaron Rodgers is gonna be ripping things. I mean, what's your take on that?
Yeah, so I could see that happening with them going like a Brock Bowers, just like best player available kind of thing. I'd be really curious what their plan would be on the offensive line. Then I would think that they would have to sign a tackle, and then AVT is probably playing one of the other tackle spots. It's possible. For me, I think if I had to pick the most likely position for it to be on draft night, I think it's probably still tackle, but I think we'll have a better idea in March once free agency starts and when the guys start signing what holes are still left when they get to the draft, because I don't think we could ignore how big of a need adding another weapon, whether it's at wide receiver or someone as special as Bowers at tight end. Like, that's also a really big need. So I think it's going to be really contingent on what happens in March with free agency.
And now with the whole report of AVT might not even be ready by week 1. So I'm like, man, like it's this draft, like it's gonna be huge for us, man. Even though we haven't had, I mean, our drafting has been crappy for I don't know how many years, but I really feel like this draft could make or break what's gonna happen next year. Of course, with Aaron Rodgers, but I still believe in that dude. But I don't know, man. It's nuts, bro. I just was laughing my ass off watching that damn comical. It was so awkward, bro. It was like, get him out of there. Like, let that dude get caught again and somewhere out in Boston with his shirt off, coming out of a house again. There's just do it. Like, let all his crap out, man. But hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Keep doing your things. You got a lot of things planned for the off season?
Yeah, absolutely. Tonight, later, we're dropping the Fix the New York Jets video. That's always a fun one. And I'll just be reacting to whatever the big storylines are, free agents, draft things, all good stuff.
Awesome, man. Hey, we'll be here to watch it, man. I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. And, hey, JETS, just, let's go Knicks. They're undefeated. Let's go. Later, dude.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. There we go. Thank you so much to the callers. We'll hang out for a few more minutes. Like I said, at 1:00 going on over at AFC East Roundtable. So, not going to be on here for too much longer, but we'll do a couple other comments in here. He says, I think that one thing Belichick won't be able to do as an ESPN analyst, you need some sort of personality for that. No, him in front of the cameras is not his strong suit. Him dialing up defenses, yeah, I'd say much more likely. Mook HD says, BB want that LA Sun. Bill Belichick wants that LA Sun. I could see that. Getting him out there with the Chargers and Justin Herbert probably makes your life a little bit easier on the offensive side of the ball. They have talent on defense. I think Staley was just so bad scheming them up defensively. So I think he would be able to get them right. And I just don't want him in the conference. Get him out. Get him somewhere else. Josh says Jamal Adams. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. One, he's more of especially now at this point in his career, but he is more of a linebacker hybrid role than he is a safety. And how he forced his way out is unforgivable for me. That is not something that I would be willing to bring back. It was not a happy ending. It was not a mutual split like this allegedly was. He forced his way out, and I think he was a jerk about it. I want no part of him coming back. Dakota says get Adams immediately, but is talking about Devontae. I do think something. I think Devontae is a likely one. I do think that's something that is pretty likely. Amy says, will we game plan for Rutgers to have more receptions this season? Thanks in advance. They should. They absolutely should. I think Uzama is someone who's a cut candidate. It would free up some cash. I also think that, depending on what else they do, like if we just talked about with the last caller, Johnny, if they bring in Brock Bowers, then that's probably going to lessen Ruckert's role. But I think we saw that Ruckert can play H-back. He can come out of the backfield. He can be a blocker. So I think there's still a role for him. And I think that they should utilize him more as a pass catcher. I think even going back to his Ohio State days, he's been one of the more underutilized tight ends in terms of the passing game. He's been more used for his blocking, but I like him. I would absolutely do it. King Blaze brings up the chemistry for Rodgers and Devontae Adams. That's a great point as well, because that plays a role. It really does. And yeah, you have to give up draft capital to get Adams in here. I just don't think it's going to be that much. I don't think it's costing the first round pick this year, nor do I think it's going to be next year. Fear is Grim says, I also heard rumors that Dallas could be going after Bill. If they move on from Mike McCarthy, Bill Belichick in Dallas, that would be interesting how that Jerry Jones and Bill Belichick dynamic would work. That'd be really interesting. Sign me up for that. That is the utmost chaos right there. All right, guys, I think that's where we can call it. We're just a little over a half hour, under 40 minutes here. Make sure to go over to the AFC East Roundtable, 1:00 I'll be on over there. Thank you guys for tuning in to The Presser. Bill Belichick is out. I'm out. I'm Matt O'Leary. See you next time.